Dragging bruised clouds across the backs of the houses. I stood in the doorway with my last few grams, trying to build a little raft from a flood of bad luck. Every crumb felt expensive, not money worse, like evenings I'd been saving in a jar. My fingers were steady, the paper behaved, and the wind threw a fucking share through the conversation. And everything went everywhere. A green scatter pattern across old floorboards, like a map nobody bothered to finish. One stupid gust, one careless second, and suddenly the room belonged to lost. My lost smoke exploded into the floor, vanished into cracks older than me. I watched a week's worth of peace get swallowed, watched it disappear without ceremony. And the worst part wasn't losing the weed, it was losing the place it was supposed to take me. Stretching into darkness, a train pulling out while I still held the ticket. Rain rattled the windows like someone demanding answers, while I crawled around on my hands and knees, picking through dust, old hairs, dead skin, trying to bargain with reality. The carpet became a fucking wilderness, every fiber a tree trunk, every shadow a hiding place. I found enough false hope to fill a bucket, but not enough green to fill a paper. Funny how disappointment works. Sometimes it's heartbreak, sometimes it's staring at three sad crumbs in your palm, knowing they won't do a damn thing. I scrape together survivors, refugees from a fallen state, but the numbers didn't add up. The math had already chosen violence. My last smoke exploded into the floor, vanished into cracks older than me. I watched a week's worth of peace get swallowed, watched it disappear without ceremony. And the worst part wasn't losing the weed, it was losing the place it was supposed to take me. An unfinished road stretching into darkness, a train pulling out while I still held the ticket. The storm moved on, of course it did. The bastard wasn't even aware it had taken anything. The clouds kept traveling, the rain found new roofs to torment, the wind found new gardens to dismantle. Meanwhile I stood there, holding an empty paper, like some idiot archaeologist studying the ruins of a civilization that had existed 5 minutes ago. Because it was the last of something, the final page, the final match, the final cold beer after a brutal week. A tiny thing carrying far more weight than it had any right to. My last smoke exploded into the floor, became part of the house before I could stop it. The boards claimed every grain without asking, a tax collected by gravity itself. Now the rain has exhausted its argument, the wind is fucked off somewhere else, and I'm left with an empty paper in my hands, thinking how strange it is that a grown adult can stare at a floor and feel like they've lost an entire fucking season.